Hello everyone. On the previous video, we spoke about counting agents. This time, let us discuss in detail about postal ballots. Voting in a democracy is a very important task. Due to some factors like age or due to work, some people or some voters cannot vote. So, according to Conduct of Election Rules 1961, there is a facility called postal ballot voting. Postal ballot voting is of two kinds. One is the normal postal ballot, the other one is electronic postal ballot. In the normal postal ballot, the returning officer will send the voting facilities to the voter, and the voter in turn will cast his vote and send it back to the RO. As far as electronic postal ballot is concerned, the forms are sent to the record office, and in the record office, a printout is taken, and the voter can cast his or her vote and send it back to the returning officer. And in electronic postal ballot, a QR code would be attached. So, the main difference in electronic as well as the normal postal ballot is in electronic postal ballot, only the service voters can vote. So, the service voters includes military officials, presiding officers or polling officers who are put on election duty in a different constituency. As far as normal voting is postal ballot is concerned, it has voters who are above 85 years, people with disabilities. These are the kind. So let us discuss about the postal ballot. Postal ballot has three important parts. One is the outer cover or a big envelope, which is called as Form 13C, and inside there is a declaration form in Form 13A, and inside that is Form B, that is the postal ballot. The main difference between normal postal ballot and electronic postal ballot is in electronic postal ballot there will be a QR code. So at the time of the counting, the returning officer has to scan it through a QR code reading machine. So let us go to the counting part. On the counting day, a counting agent is appointed by the candidate or an election agent to count postal ballot, and a postal ballot has to be counted in front of the RO. So on the counting day, there will be a special table which is specially meant for counting of postal ballots. And in one table, not more than 500 postal ballots can be counted. So during the counting process, the returning officer, when in the case of electronic postal ballot, he has to scan it, and once it is scanned, a special sequence number will be generated, and that sequence number will be written manually by the returning officer. So let us see how the envelope will be opened and counted. So during the counting process, the observer has to be very careful in looking at the serial numbers. The numbers which is mentioned in Form 13C, Form 13A, that is the declaration form, has to match with the serial number in Form B. So it will have the serial number of the postal ballot, it will have the serial number of the voter, the details of the attesting officer. Only when the number which is there in the declaration form in Form A tallies with Form B, then only that postal ballot will be counted. In case if it doesn't tally, it would be rejected and kept separately. And a returning officer or an observer, while rejecting a postal ballot, has to re-verify it before rejecting it. There are certain situations where postal ballots will be rejected, which we would be discussing in the later part of the video. So once the qualified postal ballots are taken, it will be taken up separately and kept for counting. After counting, round-wise entry will be made in Form 20. After the counting, the postal ballots which are rejected, the postal ballots which are counted, both will be sealed in separate covers, and the counting agent has to sign on it. So let us discuss about in a situation where the postal ballots can be rejected. If, for example, while opening the envelope there is only one form, if the declaration form in Form A doesn't match with Form B, in a case where vote is wrongly cast, like vote is casted for two candidates, or it is not properly marked, or the postal ballot is completely damaged, at that point it will be rejected. And another point to be noted is, while the victory margin is less than the number of rejected postal ballots, at that time returning officer along with observer have to re-verify the rejected postal ballots. And while doing this process, it has to be videographed. And even while videographing, the secrecy of the votes have to be maintained. So counting agents' role will be very important, and counting agents are requested to kindly note down that the returning officer has a lot of discretionary powers. So it is requested for the counting agents, especially for the postal ballot counting agents, to be completely vigilant. Thank you.